Awesome. Okay, well, that's keep me updated for sure as you test it out with a few people because I just want to make sure that it works
Hmm.
also. And then like feel free to message me if it's not the case also
Okay.
because I want to get it fixed for you.
Sounds
So yeah, definitely like don't feel like you're bothering. I want to get it right for you. So
Thanks. No, it's okay too, because like I know as you know, once I get the actual membership going and stuff, I'll have probably some stuff to do in there, and then yeah. So
yeah.
it's not like it needs to be 100% today anyway, but thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll go ahead and share my screen and then I'll recap a few things first for you, like admin wise, and then go through the website just to walk through. And then if you have any questions about editing certain things, just feel free to like button and let me know.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm going to put together, I have a whole summary email for you here also. So basically, just there's a lot in there. So when you do take a moment, like maybe look at it either like tomorrow morning, maybe just to make sure that you have everything that you need while it's fresh in your head. But I'll put everything in there as well as the Canva files as well that you can make a copy of. So everything from like the new logos to the backgrounds, any of the masterclass stuff and thumbnails. I have some SEO tips in case you want to add some things to it. All of your invoices for your records as well. And then the remaining one for today, I'll include that one in there. And then I'll be working on mockups for you as well once everything's updated. But I've also put in case you need any additional Squarespace support, then you have that link available too. And then in terms of the Canva files itself, so all of them have been exported for you in the zip folder in the email, but you'll have access to like the favicon thing, which is like the little icon for the website URL to all of these logos as well. And then all those are exported for you too. And then same goes for the different backgrounds here, as well as the Square version for the master classes. And then, of course, all these guys in there too, in case you want to add access all the different icons and stuff too.
Cool.
And then same thing for the masterclass video thumbnail. Just feel free to go in and, upload your photos and then just drag and drop as you would and adjust it if you
Mm,
need to. And then all of these are editable too for text wise. So feel free to adjust as you need to. Even
perfect.
the new part is editable as well. So if you want to change it for like upcoming or something like that, you can always swap them out too.
Cool.
Let's see. And then same thing goes for these ones up here too. So they're all editable if you need to. And same thing, the drag and drop.
Excellent.
Uh, but I guess my one last thing for Canva is if you don't mind, just to go ahead to file and then make a copy. And then once you've made copies of each of the files for your account, I'm going to take off permissions as well, just to make sure that there's like one original version in case you need to access it for future use.
Okay.
And then for the website side of things, any particular questions that you want to make sure that we go through?
Um, so if I do like a new page, like say in the
Mhm.
membership area,
Yeah.
um, does it just automatically show up with like our kind of our design, or how does that
So what I
does it,
might recommend, yeah. So under the annual membership section, this is everything like related to the Rebel Home,
Mhm.
Rebel membership part. So what I might recommend is that you click the settings icon instead and then duplicate page. So if you want similar
Okay,
styling, then that way you can go in and just like either remove sections that you don't want is a bit easier probably, and then go in to edit the text and photos and stuff like that. Is probably an easier lift than trying to add a completely new one because then you'll have to rebuild the whole thing.
right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of a hack just to make sure to go in to duplicate it. But then once you go into settings, just to change the slugs and stuff like that, just to clean it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
But otherwise, in terms of the like pages itself, so the pages that are like black or red, for example, up top, it's all been custom coded that basically the logos will switch based on the colored background. So if it's the lighter one, then it's like the other versions and stuff like that. But otherwise, all the text is editable for you. So if you hover over, same thing. You can, most of them are either heading 2 or 3 typically as well. Except for the smaller ones are paragraph 1. But otherwise for these, they're all based on the Canva file that you saw as well. So just feel free to like edit it and then garbage can and then replace it with the new photo. And then I would say once you have those available in the membership, just to link them out on the image. And then, yeah, you should be good to go. And then same thing for these ones as well, just to make sure that you, over, just to link it out to on image as well.
Sounds good. Cool.
Yeah, this is super exciting. So yeah, just go in. I think all the buttons right now aren't going specifically to anywhere. So just to make sure that you link them out, what I might recommend is like if you have certain things, just to make them go to a certain page, for example, or if it's like third party outwards anywhere, just to open it into a new window.
Okay.
And then same thing, these are all editable as well. If in case you want to change out the icons ever, then feel free to garbage can it and then just replace the photo.
Okay.
Let's see.
How do you make something link to like, if you wanted to link it to a specific part of a page,
like the anchor.
can you do that? Or
yeah, that one's a little
thinking,
bit trickier. Yeah. Like that one, you can, let's say you want to do it like on an image. Let me look up the resource for you because there is a way. I think you have to code it slightly as well if you want it anchored on a page versus like an additional page itself or like a third party URL and stuff like that. But let me just make a note to.
yeah, it's not like a requirement, but just like if possible, cool to know.
Yeah. For sure. Let me send that resource over to you as well, but it is possible to do. And then if you ever want to switch out the, like the particular email that it goes to, so then you can just change it here as well.
Cool.
And then for this particular section, so where it's like more full bleed sections with like photos on one half versus the other, if you just hover over it and it's outlined blue there, click edit section, and then the background is currently the gradient. But then of course you can go in and just select the image itself, and then that pencil icon is basically your holy grail to edit things. And then just again, go ahead to drag and drop the photo.
Okay.
And then same thing. This one is going to that same email as well. So feel free to swap it out if you need to. For the contributor application, I'll mention in case you want to change any of the fields in the future, if you hit the pencil icon again, and then I've just named it contributor application just to make it clear. But if you go into edit form fields, then you can always like click edit and then rearrange the order if you wanted to, or you can go in to edit the actual text itself too. Most of them I put required except for the website one if you have one also, so they should hopefully fill them all out ideally. Yeah, any questions about this one specifically?
No, looks good.
Okay, amazing. And then these other pages, I think they came with the website, but I've just hidden them for now in case. And then I think I created a contact page down here, but I didn't know if you needed one necessarily either, so I just kind of left it in here.
Okay, cool.
Let's see if there's anything else specifically for these pages that you want to go through. So yeah, basically these are all editable images from Canva also that you saw. So even the crown is like its own image, or same with this one here. So maybe something that I'll mention is in design for the photo, I just put fit just to make sure that the whole thing is showing instead of the fill option.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, you're good to go. I'll mention something interesting that I found as well when I'm editing certain things with like the white boxes in particular is you'll need to add the white box first of how you where the section that you want, and then add the images and text secondary afterwards, because I find that if you do the text first, they don't like to layer on top of each
Uh,
other. So
okay.
just something to keep in mind of like steps to take in order.
Hmm.
Then you can go in afterwards to essentially add them on top. Um, yeah, so just double check the buttons, I would say, is kind of the biggest one. And then same one for these ones are built half and half as well. So just go ahead to change the images if you'd like with the pencil icon in here, or all the text is editable too. For the social links, same thing. They're all in here now, but feel free to add them or you can edit as you need to.
Cool. Okay.
I think, yeah, those are all the pages. Any other questions about editing things?
I
No.
don't think so. I'm
Okay.
pretty like familiar with Squarespace, so
Hmm. And then I'll mention maybe one last thing about the login. So if you, all the logos are in here, but if you go into elements, then that's where the button is in case you don't want access to it in the future. Or what you saw the duplication earlier was just the account login.
duplication. What do you mean?
You know how there was two of these up here
Oh,
before?
oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. So if you do notice that there's two of them, it's likely that one of these are turned on. So
Okay.
yeah, I just toggled one of them off in case.
Where, when they click on that, where does it take them? Like, what's the login page? I just realized.
So yeah, this one is currently a join page right now. So let me just see where. I think that that would go there. But where would you like it to go, I guess, is the better question.
I mean,
For the, yeah,
I guess
Rebel
maybe
login.
a hidden page, right? Like until they click on that, and then they can
Hmm.
log.
Yeah, to the Rebel
Maybe they
membership
have
home.
to. I might have to like learn the membership portal more and like how that works with Squarespace because I don't actually
Mhm.
know anything about it.
No worries. All good. Because I think that they will have to like, I think just go through the prompts of continue setup will
Yeah,
help a lot of that, just to get that all taken care of. But like you'll have to set up the like payment portion and stuff like that for
yeah,
the plan and stuff. But that way I think it'll be easiest too. But maybe what I might do for you then in the meantime is I'm just gonna remove whatever this is here completely so that there's nothing attached to it. So just go into under elements and then the login portion to hyperlink it when you're ready.
right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Any other questions that come to mind?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Okay. No worries. Well, feel free to test it out and let me know like how it goes on the other devices, especially.
Mhm.
Because yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm not quite sure either, to be totally honest myself about the monitor, but
Yeah.
Definitely want to help as much as I can.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. I'll let you know. It's
Okay.
we'll test it out and we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, it's a full-on day for you, hey?
Yeah, but I do like them. I think they're super focused that way, and we get a lot done in like a short period, even though it feels long, but also like a very short period of time in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of like power pack it and
Hmm.
get it done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, Jenna, if you don't have any other questions as well about the editing website side of things, I always like feedback as well. So if you don't mind, I have a few questions for you too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, amazing. I always like to ask, like, how do you like to celebrate good news, wins, all that good stuff?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, oh my God.
Not
I
to
feel
stump you or put you on the spot, but
I feel like I haven't had a win in so long.
mm,
That's not true. That's not true. I have had wins, but okay, I would say, how do I celebrate? Usually I just do something fun. Like I'll just go out for dinner or
hmm,
go to the bookstore. Like
yeah,
I just do something that I enjoy.
yep,
Sometimes though, like I bought this dress and I was like, okay, when I reach this specific goal and I meet that like win, I'm gonna wear
hmm,
this dress, I'm gonna go out like and take myself on a little date and celebrate. So like sometimes I do things like that where I like plan a little date for myself.
yes. Okay, I love that. Do you have any favorite like dinner spots or bookstores?
Well, I'm in Calgary.
Yeah.
Dinner spots. What's that one place? It's like called, I think it's called, oh yeah, 10 Foot Henry is
Okay.
really good.
Oh, what kind of food?
It's like mixture, but it's like natural, natural
Yeah.
food, all like
Nice.
seasonal like food kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, like share plates and stuff.
Oh, amazing. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, any favorite local, like either local or different bookstores that you go to?
There's a couple like really cute bookstores downtown, but I usually just end up going to Indigo.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. Trust, reliable, right?
yeah. It's like the
Okay.
candles, right? They got all the good candles there.
Uh,
It sucks me in.
it's true. What kind of scent are you normally? I know some people are very particular about their scents. I know I am.
Yeah, there's only like a couple that I get. I forget the name of them. There's one that I have that's like, oh, here it is. I was like, where is that? Athleisure.
Oh,
I really like this one. I got it from Indigo.
anecdotes. Okay, that's cool.
So it
What kind
smells
of
like color coordinated workout gear and lemongrass and jasmine.
that sounds nice and fresh though.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, that's cool. And then what are you looking forward to in the next 90 days?
Ooh, launching Rebel Ruby.
Yeah.
Um, and also my poetry book. I'm launching my
Mm,
poetry book. So those are the two big things.
yeah. Because I guess on the Rebel Ruby side, like when are you ideally hoping to like put it out into the world officially?
Probably like, okay, it's beginning of March.
Yeah.
I would say like I'd for sure like to have the wait list open by May, if not
Mm,
April.
yep.
Maybe April, depending on. I'm trying to get it's all coordinated with like my podcast and everything, which I'm still working
Hmm.
on and getting like guest speakers, and there's like a lot of work to do there. So it might
Yeah.
not happen until May, but
Okay, very cool. Exciting. Amazing. And then why did you choose to work together originally?
yeah, that's a good question. Oh, I think I kind of um what am I trying to say? Mentioned mentioned in over Boxer. Like when I was looking at designers, I was looking at their portfolios and I was also looking like how they present themselves. And your work to me seemed like more vibrant and different and unique. And I felt like that's really what I wanted for Rebel Ruby. And initially, like very first, I remember, I'm pretty sure it was like the Monday Girl Facebook group. I like put a note in, and I think you commented and like a bunch of people commented, and I can't remember specifically if I reached out to you first or you reached out to me, but I know you were the only person that like made a point to like connect with me pretty much right away. And like I think you were more like, hey, like how can I connect with you? Whereas other people were like, if you need help, reach out to me. So that directness I think was really good. And then when I looked at your work, I was like, okay. I looked at a couple others too, and I was like, okay, I really like how your work is like vibrant and different. And the other ones, I feel like all of their websites look the same, and I knew I didn't want that for Rebel Ruby. So
Yeah, because even I find, did you come across other designers who like were still in that vibrant, unique space, but it didn't necessarily look as, I don't know, versatile or like unique to each one by one that you were looking at, or is there anything specific?
like honestly, everyone I looked at, it seemed um like they just used a Squarespace
Mm,
template. Like that's what their website examples looked like.
yeah.
And so that's kind of the biggest thing. Like even if there was differences, it just still looked like a template, and I didn't want
Mhm.
my website to look like a template.
Yeah, because I think even though we started off with one, it's definitely like transformed quite a bit since.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
really different, right?
yeah, which is really nice because I think my whole approach too is like I don't think templates have to be a bad thing in a way. Like they, as long as they're helpful, first of all, but then also that you don't have so much code in there that you can't maintain anything moving forward, especially as a copywriter. I know you want to change things quite
Yeah.
regularly, and it's like you should have the ability to whenever you feel like also.
Yeah.
So that's a nice benefit too. But thinking like before working together on this website and now afterwards, how are you feeling? Like what are your thoughts?
I'm like I'm definitely gonna need time to just process because I'm like a processor, but I kind of feel like a bit shocked in the sense that I am like, wow, I can't believe my website like came together because especially because I'm like the worst client. Like I'm like all over the place, change my mind like every 5 seconds on the design um and yeah, it's just so cool to see it come to life. So I guess I feel like really excited. I feel really like kind of shocked that because like when you're just kind of picturing something in your head and you have this idea, but then when you see it all put together, it's like holy shit, like that's like it came from me. Like it's so wild. So yeah, I think I just feel like really excited and really happy that I like we used a designer and worked with you on this project because um it's a lot, right? It's a lot to do, and there's the little things and the expertise that you bring that just made the process like so much smoother.
Mm-hmm. Because I guess too, like obviously you had your mood boards and everything, and I appreciate you putting in so much of the work like ahead of time. I think that's how it really like has helped come together so well today, even because we got a lot done in such a short period of time too. So I'm always like excited and shocked in the process myself too, which is really exciting. But yeah, I guess because you DIY'd your other website as well, right?
Yeah.
So I guess like yeah, would you have wanted to DIY it again, having gone through this, or do you feel like, yeah, it was something that you rather just like let go of moving forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. I I'm like a person who self-teaches everything. Um,
Hmm.
so I really like to learn new things, but I really get frustrated with design, which is so weird because my very first job was a graphic designer. My mom was a graphic designer, so I kind of grew up doing it. And sometimes I'm like, I suck at this so much. Why am I still trying to do this?
Oh,
But I so like I think it was good in the sense that I learned so much about Squarespace. I understood about like how
hmm.
to do a website and what's involved. And I knew for that piece it was fine because smaller projects, I think it's fine. But I think if you're doing if you're starting a business, 100%, like 100% you need a designer, I feel like, because it just like takes your website to a whole level. I would not want to do Rebel Ruby website on my own. Like no way.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear. Appreciate that. And so I guess what was your favorite or biggest takeaway from working together then?
Oh, biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway is like, look how much you can get done in a power packed day that's like intentionally designed and focused. Like I probably couldn't do what you do as a copywriter because I need time to like sit on, like I could barely write my own copy for for this. Like I'm like I need more time. But yeah, I think it's so cool when you have something like this that you can just like power through. So it's like it's almost like, yeah, am I even making sense? Am I even answering your question
Yes, for
properly?
sure. Yeah. Because I
Okay.
guess even thinking about the process like pre-design day, I think is like equally important too. So,
Yeah.
I know that you mentioned that you like to process things in particular. Did you still feel like you had enough time to like work through things and still like feel like your vision was, like co-created in that sense on the day of to execute things?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that little session we had like right
Mhm.
before was, or like a couple days before, was so
Yeah.
helpful. And for me personally, like just doing the little mock-up and design and colors and stuff was really helpful for me because I get ideas in my head and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna look great. And then I see it and I'm like, this looks awful. This doesn't look good like I thought it would. So doing that was really helpful. And then having our little session was really helpful. Like even you just asking me, like, do you like these icons? And I was like, oh, I didn't even really think about that too much. Um, so I feel like, yeah, I feel like definitely the time leading up was just as important. And I feel like we got through everything because of that like prep work. And you're super organized. Like you're like on it. You're like, I got everything organized. Here's what you need to know. Like, so that's really helpful too, because it is a lot. And especially as a small business owner, when you're doing everything, it's like you're doing your design. Like some people might have a designer and stuff, but like, I'm picking my fonts, I'm like picking my colors, picking my branding, trying to cultivate my messaging, trying to cultivate my offers, doing all the like business stuff, and all of that is a lot to do. So having your like expertise and organization skills come in and just be like, hey, this is what we need to figure out, this is what we need to do, that part is like really helpful, I think, as a small and new business owner.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have a little like team player for a
Yeah,
period of time, which is nice
yeah,
to kind of just speak it into existence, I find too, is like the biggest thing. Because it's hard when it's like all in your head almost, and to be
yeah.
able to articulate it to somebody else or to like visually represent it somehow is really helpful, I find.
Yeah,
Um,
and even like getting someone else's opinion,
mhm.
that's like a designer, like a professional. You can be like, I was like, does this look good? Do you think this looks good? Because like I don't know. I need an outside opinion here.
It is hard. Like I know even for myself, when you start to stare at something for so long or like have it live up here and take up so much real estate for so long that it's like hard to like think of anything else outside of it.
Yeah,
So I completely understand having another human is very powerful.
yeah.
All good stuff. Well, my last and final ask for you is basically if you know anybody who needs any design support, I would love to connect with them. But otherwise, I will send out that summary email for you, and then like we'll stay connected as well as you test things out for the different devices because I want to make sure that everything's set up for April, May when you do launch. So don't be a stranger. Also, yeah,
I'll keep you posted.
for
Um,
sure.
and yeah, I actually have someone I know that I think they're gonna do a website,
Mm,
so I can pass along
well, I appreciate it.
your info to them and recommend you.
Yeah, because my other ask too, for you is like, what type of copy do you normally like doing on that side of business too, or if there's anybody that you need for Rebel Ruby, always keep that in mind too.
Yeah, I work with a couple agencies and then I do freelance clients for copy, and usually, actually that's not true. So with one agency I'm in tech
Mm,
and
okay,
I'm writing for tech leadership
yeah.
executives and C-level executives, and then
Mhm,
the other side of it with freelance and agency I write usually for like coaches, business mentors,
mhm.
health coaches, like all of
Cool.
like leadership coaches, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So that's usually what I'm doing for copy. That's like the niches I'm kind of in for copy.
Hmm.
And yeah, so if you are working with anyone and they need a copywriter and they're kind of like in those spaces,
Yeah,
feel free to pass along my info for
will
sure.
do. Okay, amazing. I'll keep that in mind. And then you mentioned podcasts. Is there anybody else that you need for your episodes?
Yeah, I'm
No
I'm not
worries.
even barely started that yet.
It's okay.
Um, but like I will be kind of collecting speakers. So basically how it's gonna work is like when a speaker comes on, they'll do like a shorter, it's not gonna be like super long, like maybe like
Mhm.
half an hour podcast episode where like we really talk about their story and like how they like got into what they're doing and their leadership and all of that. And then the second half of that is their membership contribution video, which is
Mhm.
basically us like still on the podcast, but doing the actual
Yeah.
training. It's like them
Cool.
going through that piece. And then so the first half is going to be public, and then the second half is going to
Mm,
be within the like membership space.
love it.
So I'm barely even there yet.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah. But yeah. Let me know if that's something like you think you'd be interested in being a
Yeah,
part.
sure. Yeah, let me know. Feel free to send details whenever you're ready. I know there's a lot going on, so no rush. You know where to find
Yeah.
me.
I still have to put together like my contributor like package with all their info that they'll need and all of that stuff. So still
Yeah,
working on that
all
behind the scenes.
good. No worries. Well, I'll send you all those goodies over via email for you. So take a peek just to make sure that you have everything in there in the meantime while it's fresh in your head. And yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you so